Good morning from the Philippines and good afternoon, I think, from San Francisco, where Janet is. And we're really happy to be here with you live on Facebook. And we're going to be sharing with you about the second foundation of mindfulness, which is the foundation of the body. And we're just gonna wait until 9 o'clock. So just wanted to welcome all of you and hoping that you're all safe and feeling good. Just want to introduce to you Janet Roos. Of course, you already know her. She's been a part of the community for many, many years. And she has recently been holding space for us here at Philippine Insight Meditation Community. And she's teaching at least once a month for us. So we're very, very lucky. And it's such an honor to have her with us. So Janet will guide us into a meditation.
Thank you, Imee, and welcome everyone. And it's my humble gratitude to be with you all this morning on a Sunday morning for you. So why don't everyone sit either in a chair or on your cushion, or if we're working through the doorway, the body is the doorway. So if you feel that you want to stand and ground into the earth, that's fine as well. So I invite you to bring your attention into your body. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable to you. You can notice your body seated wherever you're seated. Feeling the weight of your body in the chair, on the floor. Just take a few deep breaths, arriving into the body. Breathing in, filling the lungs. And as you exhale, softening. Deep breaths come into your natural breath. Your oxygen enlivens the body as you exhale. Have a sense of relaxing more deeply. We're going to bring our attention to our feet. Notice your feet on the floor. Notice the sensation of your feet touching the floor. You might feel warmth, cold, pressure, whatever is, just allow. And then bring your attention up, noticing your legs against the chair or standing or on the cushion. Bring awareness to the sensations. Is there pressure, heaviness, lightness? And as you move up your body to your buttocks, and your lower back pressed up, we hold a lot of pressure and tension in our lower back. Just breathe in to soften that area. Bring awareness as you soften with your breath. Does the sensation change? Does it soften? Bring your attention now to your abdomen, to your belly. Hold a lot of stress in our belly. We bring awareness to our breath. Can you sense the rising and falling of the abdomen? As you take a breath, sense the breath in the abdomen. Notice your hands. Are your hands tense or tight or warm or tingly? See if you can allow them to soften. Notice your arms. Feel any sensations in your arm. Is it pleasant or unpleasant? Neutral? Whatever is, is. Notice your shoulders. We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders. See if you can soften. You can breathe in and soften the shoulders. Notice what happens. You still feel tension or tightness. Or does it soften? Now bring your awareness to your neck and throat. Do you sense tingling or softening? See if you can soften your jaw. And sense your nose. Bring your awareness to your nose and notice, is it itchy? Runny? Tingly? And then notice your eyes. Is there tiredness? Are you still waking up early Sunday morning? Is there restlessness in your eyes? And then bring your attention to the crown of your head. We tend to hold a lot of stress in our head. Just soften. Be aware of your whole body as best as you can. Now bring your attention to your anchor, your home base, the place you can always go to. Your anchor is your breath, the in and out sensation in your nostril, the rising and falling of your abdomen or chest. Just bring your awareness to your anchor. If your anchor is your body, then continue to scan and bring awareness to the sensations in your body. If your mind starts to wander, this is what the mind does. You can label it thinking, thinking, and then bring your attention back to your anchor. Remember, you can always start again. I invite you to bring kindness to your body. Coming home to the body and feel the presence of the body. to become truly alive, you cannot be truly alive without your body. Thich Nhat Hanh.
So please continue to bring and keep your awareness on your body, just as it is. And we're going to transition into some gentle movements of the body. But first, we're going to tune in to our breathing. Allow your breath to be as natural as possible at this moment. Notice how it feels. Is the breath long? Is the breath short? Or is it a combination of both? I invite you to practice deep breathing with me for just a few moments. So please take a deep, long breath in and fill up your body completely as if you are blowing up a balloon. So feel the breath come all the way down toward the soles of your feet, the top of your feet, the sides of your body, the front and the back, all expanding as you breathe in. And as you exhale, allow that spaciousness and this expanded feeling to remain as you relax, feeling your shoulders drop down. Inhaling and filling up once again, creating space in your body. Feeling the rib cage moving outward through every direction. And exhaling, feeling that spine lifting up as you allow your shoulders and your elbows to fall, relax. And inhaling, once again, deep, long breath in. Notice how that feels. And exhale, relax, feeling full and expanded. And again, breathing in. And out. And a couple of more cycles at your own pace. Really getting in touch with how this feels for you in your body. Notice the breath moving within, in your body and within your body. And notice the body move with each breath. And whenever you're ready, you can stop this deep breathing practice and come back to natural breathing. Notice how you're feeling right now. And there's no particular way that you should be feeling. Just notice what's here. How does deep breathing, long breathing affect you? How does it feel to breathe naturally and be with your breath, your body breathing? Good. And then slowly, with intention, we're going to bring the palms of our hands together and we're going to rub them gently, warming them up. And then with cupped hands, we're going to gently place them over our eyes. Hold your face inside the warm hands. And allowing your eyes to gently open so you can adjust to the light. And then releasing your hands. Maybe feeling, touching your body, your face, your neck. And maybe give yourself a nice pat on the chest here. Notice how that feels. Okay, now we're going to do some very gentle movements, and this will be practiced sitting down, or if you would like to, you can stand up as well. So either way, this is an accessible practice for anybody. So please get just comfortable in your seat. You might want to shake out your legs since we've been sitting together for a little while. And allow your hands to rest next to your body along the seat. Okay? If you're sitting in a chair, you might place both hands on the chair, on the seat of the chair. Press the palms of your hands onto the seat. Feel your bottom really connecting to the seat. So you're not trying to fight against gravity. Let the seat hold the weight of your body. And then the palms of your hands pressing into the seat. Feel the base of your spine really sink into your seat. Your tailbone connecting toward the floor and the earth below you. And you can then lift the spine up through the crown of your head. So feel the spine lifting through the crown. You might want to also tuck the chin slightly toward the chest. Now with your hands on the seat, press the palms of your hands onto the seat. Roll back the shoulders and feel your shoulders coming down toward the floor while the spine is lifting upward. Feeling this dignified, open-hearted posture. Feel your breath. Okay, so keeping your right hand, the right palm of your hand on that seat. With our in-breath, we're going to inhale the left arm up, moving up slowly. Now notice if your shoulder is coming up toward the air, bring that shoulder down. Lift up through the fingertips. Take another deep breath in. And then with the support of your right hand, we're going to come down, bend the right elbow and come down to the side. So the palm of your right hand is on the seat, giving you support. And then reaching the tips of your left finger toward the side. Keep your left bottom heavy on the seat. Okay, so you want to make sure that there's a stretching from the base of your hips on your bottom, from the sit bones all the way to the tips of your fingers. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. How does that feel? Good. Inhale, come up, reaching high. Deep, long breath in. And then exhale, feel that arm floating down the sides. And notice sensations. There might be sensations in that arm, the left arm. So I feel warm, a little bit of tingling sensation. Place that left hand back down onto the seat and rest for a moment. Take a breath. Okay, good. Now, with the left hand on your seat, that will be there to support you. We're going to raise that right arm up slowly, reaching upward through the tips of your fingers, lifting up. And then as you exhale, we're going to come down toward the side here on the left side now. With the right hand on the seat, you want to push that right hand down onto the seat and bring your left bottom, your right bottom closer to the floor, closer to your seat, reaching the tips of your fingers to the side. If it's available to you, try to breathe deeply. Now notice how this feels for you. Be gentle with yourselves. Good. Inhaling up, reaching high. Deep, long breath in. And then exhale. Let that arm float down to the sides. Feel the space around you. Notice sensations, if there are any, in that right arm. Now you can place your hands on your lap. Take a breath. And just check in to see how you're feeling right now. Good. Now I invite you to place the tips of your fingers gently just behind your head. Okay, right at the base of the skull. Okay, now notice if your shoulders are crunching up toward the ear, drop them down, lengthen the neck. Dropping the shoulders down allows you to relax, okay? Now bring the elbows back and your shoulder blades come together. Opening up the chest. Now take a deep breath in and out. Feel the expansion of your chest. Good. Shoulder blades still coming together, the elbows moving backward. Inhaling and exhale. Now we'll take another deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin toward the chest. Okay, now we're not pushing our head down with our hands. We're just gently guiding. Okay, so the hands behind the head. You want to bring your elbows further back and try to be comfortable. So don't overdo anything. You just want to get the sensations in your body. Notice them. If it feels uncomfortable, you might want to shift a little so that you feel like you're getting some benefit from it, but at the same time, not overdoing it. Keep breathing. Where do you feel this? Good. Now inhaling, bring the head back to center. Exhale, we're going to gently look up. Bring the heart upward toward the ceiling. Look up. Take deep breaths if that's available. And inhale back to center. And gently release the arms and the hands down to the lap. Now take a breath. Notice how you're feeling. Okay, and then finally, we're going to do a little bit of movement with our neck and shoulders. Okay, so we'll again still move with our breath. So keeping your shoulders down, we're going to inhale and bring the shoulders forward and up. Exhale back and down. Make big circles with your shoulders. Inhaling forward and up. Exhaling back and down. Inhaling forward and up. Exhale back and down. Okay, we'll reverse this. We're going to move back, inhaling back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhaling back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhaling back and up. Exhale forward and down. And let your elbows and shoulders rest. Take a breath. Okay, good. Now we're going to take a deep breath in, lift through the spine. And exhale, we're going to turn the head. We're going to bring the chin over the left shoulder. Now keep your eyes open and try to look as far back behind you as you can. Imagine that you are an owl and you're trying to turn your head all the way back. Now bring your shoulder blades closer to each other. The heart is open, feeling this twist on your cervical spine. Notice how that feels. Keep breathing. Now releasing, inhale, looking forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring our chin over the right shoulder. Shoulder blades come together behind you. Eyes are open, looking as far back as you can. Breathe. Try to relax and notice how you feel. Where do you feel this in your body? Keep your focus on your breath. Now releasing, looking forward, inhale. And exhaling, relax. And I invite you to gently close your eyes for a moment and just check in to see how you're feeling. Again, there's no particular way that you need to feel right now. Just see what's here for you. How does your breath feel? How does your body feel? And what's the state of your mind? And when you're ready, I invite you to take another deep breath in and feel that breath fill up your body just like we had done with the deep breathing. Feel the breath come down all the way to the soles of your feet. Hold your breath for a moment. And then as you exhale, rub the palms of your hands together, once again, warming them up. And then place them over your eyes gently with cupped hands. Hold yourself lovingly and tenderly in those warm hands. And get a sense of how it feels to hold yourself. And when you're ready, you can allow your eyes to gently open inside the cupped hands, adjusting to the light, and then releasing the hands. Good. So, it's always such a beautiful practice to connect with our breathing and our body. And I think that this is the reason why the Buddha taught this as the first foundation of mindfulness. Okay, so the body is always in the present moment, just as the breath is always in the present moment. Based on maybe some momentary experience that you might have had as we were doing the guided meditation with Janet, or during the movement meditation, you may have noticed that you have gotten that awareness. You were able to have that present moment awareness just by tuning into the sensations of maybe discomfort or achiness somewhere in your shoulders, your neck. And for me, that's normally where I hold stress. That's normally where I hold tightness in my body. When I'm feeling a little bit or a lot of pressure because of the daily demands of my life, and especially these days, there's been so much going on. This is where I feel it most. And so I tune into those sensations, and not only do I just feel my body, but I do something skillful to help relieve my body. So that it doesn't mean that whenever we're being mindful of our bodies and that we just take it as that. There's also discernment, the awareness of our body, where when we notice that there's something that's not feeling so good, then we actually can do something about it. So if there's tightness in any part of your body, you can do things like to go outside, take a walk, breathe some fresh air, get some sun. Maybe do some stretching like we just did, or do some exercising, some gym, or whatever. Maybe get a massage from your partner, from your beloved, just those loving moments as well, where we feel like we're really taking care of ourselves. And I'm excited to be here with Janet because Janet is very well aware of how to work with her body. She's been an athlete most of her life, all of her life, in fact. And man, I think that there's a lot of wisdom that Janet can share with us with regard to how to be in the present moment. Right, Janet?
Hi, Imee. Yes. Wow, that was really beautiful. That movement awareness exercise, Imee. I could feel the tension in my shoulders. And you reminded me of your yoga classes that I need to sign up for. So thank you. Thank you for that. It's so important to bring the movement into mindfulness and meditation practice. I think we coming off the cushion in our lives, like how do we bring this practice off the cushion in our everyday life? And what I realized was that I was talking to someone the other day, and they were saying to me, "Oh, I read that you played basketball." And I said, "Yeah, I played basketball in college." And they said, "Oh, I played basketball too." He says, "Isn't it quite a meditation practice, basketball? I mean, isn't it really a practice on awareness, on present moment awareness?" And I said to her, I said, "You know, you're right. It really is." I remember back when Magic Johnson started his first freshman year season, first year with the Lakers, and the players were getting their heads knocked in with the ball because they weren't aware, they weren't paying attention, and Magic wasn't the kind of player that was going to sh- telegraph the ball, the passes. So they weren't. They would get. He would be looking the other way and passing the ball to his players, and they would get hit in the head because they weren't mindful. They weren't aware of the practice. So so let's make this a conversation about the body and mindfulness. One thing I did want to bring, because we were talking about the body, I wanted to bring what I know about the body, which is sports and athleticism, to it. And so I love this book called The Mindful Athlete by George Munford. And he had a really interesting, so he talks about the zone and, you know, that special place where the integration of the mind body, you know, like we tend to live in a world where everything is separate, you know, like, you know, we go to church for our spirituality, and we go to work for our work, and we go to the gym for our workout. And really it's all integrated, that it's not separate, that it's all one, and it's all interconnected. And so in this particular story, he really talks about that integration of the mind and body and the flow, and he calls it the zone. So if you don't mind, I'd like to share that with Philippine Insight today.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
So he talks about, it's only in the present moment that you can cultivate conscious flow in your life, achieve optimal levels of performance, and experience that exhausted place called the zone. And just so you know, George Mumford has been around for a very long time, and he's done a lot of work with athletes. He was part of when the championship Chicago Bulls under with Michael Jordan won the many championships, and he brought mindfulness practices to athletes. And so he has a lot of experience in this area. So he in his book, he talks about how as I talked about, the zone being this special place where the mind body are concentrated and focused in the moment. And so in this, he talks about a particular player, Bill Russell of the Celtics. I don't know. He played many years ago, but he's one of the best players ever to play the game. And in his memoir, he perfectly describes it, maybe not even knowing he was tying it to mindful awareness practice. But he talks about in his memoir, ever so often, a Celtic game would heat up so that it became more than a physical or even mental game and would be magical. He goes on to write, at that special level, all sorts of odd things happened. The game would be in the white heat of competition, and yet somehow I wouldn't feel competitive, which is a miracle in itself. I'd be putting on the maximum effort, straining, coughing up parts of my lungs as we ran, and yet I never felt the pain. The game would move so quickly that every fake cut and pass would be surprising, and yet nothing would surprise me. It was almost as if we were playing in slow motion. During those spells, I could almost sense how the next play would develop and where the next shot would be taken, even before the other teams brought the ball in bounds. I could feel it so keenly that I wanted to shout to my teammates, "It's coming there," except I knew everything would change if I did. My premonitions would be consistently correct, and I always felt then that I not only knew all the Celtics by heart, but also all the opposing players, and all they all knew me. There have been many times in my career when I felt moved or joyful, but these were the moments when I had chills pulsing up and down my spine. On the floor, on the 5 or 10 occasions when the game ended at that special level, I literally did not care who had won. If we lost, I'd still be free and high as a sky hawk.
Wow, I just got goosebumps from that. And I think that, as you were saying, that they're not separate. Our spirituality encompasses everything. So even when you're on the court, you can also bring in this practice. And when you're in the present moment, as what was shared just now, right? You can feel the spirit in all of that. You can feel everything connected when you're in that flow. And
Yeah, and the awareness of awareness, the focused presence that he talked about.
yeah, wow. So I had taught to Ginebra San Miguel because their coach is a very big fan of what Phil. What's his name? The
Phil
coach,
Jackson.
Phil Jackson. Yeah, because he incorporates mindfulness. He did with
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. I think Kobe Bryant also practices mindfulness, and it has really helped them in their game. So this local coach, who is the winningest coach of all the country, had gotten in touch and wanted to practice mindfulness with his current team, which is the most famous team and most popular team in the country. So we had done some mindfulness, and it was incredible because this one of the players after our session had gone to the I'm such a non-basketball person at all. The lines outside of the court. What do you call that? He was
So,
outside of the court. Okay. And then
okay.
he was
So
beyond
like the baseline, you mean, or the sideline?
on the sideline, and he was at
Mhm.
the 3 point area.
Uh-huh.
And then he had the ball in his hand, and he closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and with his eyes still closed, shot the ball, and it went in. And everybody on the team started screaming and running to him, and they were like, "It works! It works!" So, but I think that I go into these spaces and I teach mindfulness so that people can really help get into the groove of their lives. But a lot of the times, my intention of bringing these practices into these places are also to help them ease the pain and the suffering that we're feeling sometimes too. And maybe there are people that are feeling it a lot, especially in the situation that we're in, right? Even the simplest thing of feeling the pain of an injury, because whether you're an athlete or a regular person, we all have bodies, and our bodies end up having these sensations that don't end up feeling so well. And how do we hold that in a good way where we're not beating ourselves up because our bodies are not delivering what we want it to? And I think for athletes, that's a very real thing. You know, we can get really judgmental over our bodies, and I don't think that serves us very well.
Yeah, that's a really good point you're making, Imee, because, and that's why I brought in kindness to the body during the guided, is that we have so much judgment of our bodies, from um, how tall we are, or how we're not thin enough, or we're not too big, or we're too short, or all of these judgments about our bodies. And so our bodies are our gateway, and it's our temple. And that's where I loved how you brought our hands to our face and to our bodies, and that grounding into who we are, was so beautiful. And these practices are so needed because it's, from an athlete perspective, we're always practicing, we're always training, right? The games are like the end result, but it's all the unseen time of practice. And the mindfulness, or the meditation practice, is practice. And a lot of times we're practicing and we don't really think there's any results, right? We're thinking, okay, practice, my mind's still crazy. I'm still stressed. I have pain in my body when I'm sitting. We have all this negative talk around it. But if we just keep that, I like what he talked about, that slowing down. And it's not that the world is slowing down, it's we are slowing down in our being. And when we slow down in our being, there's not that anxiety or that pressure to be anything else than what is. And so for an athlete, I remember when I was a kid and I used to go to the New York City, I lived in New York, and I used to go practice at 5-6 o'clock in the morning. And my mother would say that some of the neighbors would call and say, hey, that's your daughter out there practicing. I just want to let you know I'm watching out for her. And there's no fans, there's no crowds, there's no reporters, there's nobody but you. And sometimes practice can be like that too. We can feel that there's no one but yourself practicing. And then we come together in Sangha like today, and we can work through those challenges, work through the pains of,
Of being
sitting.
alive, because it's a real human experience for all of us. Yeah, I mean, yes, we have a body, and that's already the common human experience that we all share. And there is that stress, and for lack of a better word, the suffering or the dukkha that we all also experience. And
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter how it shows up for us, but it is a very real thing for all of us. So, and I love that you bring in this sangha, because it's so important. It's important for us to practice together, and especially now, because there's so many people that are feeling really isolated these days. So the emotions that we feel are also housed in the body, and it shows up as sensations. So when you think about loneliness, sadness, where in your body do you feel it? And how does it feel? Does it feel empty? Does it feel tight? Does it feel throbbing? Whatever sensations are present, we can stay with that for a moment and breathe into it. And the thing that I had mentioned earlier with Ajahn Jeff's teachings is that we don't just stay with these sensations and these emotions in our body and take them just as is, but we have the capacity to actually discern how we're going to shift it, how we're going to improve upon it. How do we breathe into these spaces that are not feeling so good at this moment and create that spaciousness and feel relaxed? Because we have the capacity to change these things. And this is the practice, is not just being with it and seeing the present moment as it is and just accepting, things as they are completely, but it's something that gives us that possibility to turn off that autopilot. And as you say, stay and slow down and then know what's here so that we know how to move forward with grace, with ease, and with skill. So this is the reason why I love this practice so much, because it gives us the possibility to create the life that we want to live. And I think we want to be healthy in our bodies, especially these days too. Right? So being connected with our bodies is so fabulous, and not judging it, because yes, we can get really, really mean to our bodies. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's beautifully said. And, with all the challenges, the typhoon that just came through the Philippines, exactly your practice, Imee, that you just articulated is such a healing way for people to cope with the aftermath and the stress of the body.
Yeah. And so we're still recovering. I mean, it's very sad in the situation that we're in right now in the Philippines. Lots of places in this part of our country in Luzon that were gravely affected by this recent storm, and lots of flooding, and a lot of people have had their homes damaged, and people lost their homes and their loved ones, quite a lot. So just holding all of that, holding all of the pain and the suffering that people are feeling. And even if some of us were not directly affected by it, knowing that so many of our brothers and sisters had been devastated by this storm, and how do we move forward and do this better together, you know um, and I think that this is the value of community. And it doesn't matter if they're meditators and we are, and it's us coming together and hopefully moving forward so that we do it with better skill and a lot more wisdom. Because I don't know if these storms are ever gonna stop coming and getting stronger. That's the where we're at the moment.
No, we have multiple hurricanes this year. California's been burning. The wildfires are getting worse and worse. We are in this, trajectory of global warming that's been talked about for years, but, depending on the political, well, we're not going to get into politics.
Yeah.
Although I'm very happy here in America, the decisions and the political decisions here in America. But again, around the practice, how stressful it was during the political climate here in America and up into and during the election process.
Yeah, and so I'm really grateful that I have this practice. This practice has really helped me through these past few months. Uh, January, we had the volcano erupting, and then not long after that, this COVID-19 situation started to happen all over the world. And then again, now we have these typhoons coming through, and this practice has held me in a way that I feel still as much as possible balanced, and not pushing or leaving any of the parts of me behind or pushed to the side where I feel the pain or the sorrow for myself sometimes, and for all of the brothers and sisters that we have all around the world, allowing for that to be a part of it, but yet still know that I can tap into the peace and the joy that's always accessible to us, and that is there, offered by this practice. So I'm just so grateful.
Mm.
So we're gonna close. Yeah, would love to would love to take these next moments, these last moments, to dedicate the merit of our practice to all our brothers and sisters throughout the world. I know that there's a lot going on, and whatever little helps. And so, the practice that we have just done together, the meditation with Janet, presence with our bodies, and reflecting on how we can integrate these practices, these formal practices, into our daily lives. Not leaving anything behind, not leaving any parts of us or our lives behind. So I invite you to take a deep breath in. And just allow your body to settle. And if you'd like to, you can place your hands together in front of your heart, the palms of your hands, in prayer or in namaskar position. And as you listen to these words, please breathe into your heart space and allow the heart to expand. May all beings, without limit, without end, have a share in the merit just now made, and in any other merit we have made. Those who are dear and kind to us, beginning with our mothers and fathers whom we have seen or never seen, and others neutral and hostile. Beings established in the cosmos, the three realms, three modes of birth with 5, 1, or 4 aggregates, wandering on from realm to realm. If they know of this dedication of merit, may they themselves rejoice. And if they do not know, may the devas inform them. By reason of their rejoicing in our gift of merit, may all beings always live happily, free from animosity. May they attain great awakening. May we all awaken together. Please take a deep breath in. And relax. When you're ready, you can open your eyes if they're closed. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, everybody. And really appreciate you holding this space with us all the way from San Francisco. We so value you, this community member that has been always there in support of us, spreading this Dharma in whatever accessible way that we can.
Thank you so much, Imee.
Thank you.
Thank you, PIMC.
Bye, everyone. If we didn't answer any of questions, if you have any questions, let us know. Do comment, and then we'll get to you on our Facebook